This is the work area in the basement for starting the seeds. I downloaded a copy of a spreadsheet from nextlevelgardening.tv. For my growing zone, 6A, I was able to determine my last frost date in the spring, which is May 5th, and my first frost date in the fall, which is October 10th. The spreadsheet has formulas which will determine the dates as to when you should start the seeds indoors, and then when you should take the seedlings and plant them outdoors based on the last frost date in the spring. This diagram came from a tool on savvygarden.com. The intent is to help you determine the space requirements in your garden. I was able to diagram our backyard with the retaining wall being at the top, the sunroom being in the bottom left, our bedroom being in the bottom right, and the deck in between. I did not care for this tool because there was very little opportunity for customization. So I ended up going to Hobby Lobby and buying some graph paper so that I could diagram it myself. I shaded in the sunny areas of the yard. I then used stickers to determine where the best place was to plant specific vegetables based on their sun requirements. So that helped to determine how many vegetables I should be planting and how many seeds to start. I purchased 2 different types of seed starting mix. One had perlite in it, which looks like tiny specks of styrofoam. It aids in drainage, but honestly, I didn't see any difference in the results. The back grow light is on for 16 hours. It has a heat mat, which is used to aid in seed germination. Once the seeds have sprouted, the seed tray can be moved to the front grow light. This does not have to be on as long, but enough light is provided for continued seedling growth. While the seed tray is on the heat mat, it can be covered to provide additional moisture. This garden experience is intended to be relaxing, and what better way to do that than with a glass of wine? So here is a view of the grow lights with the seedlings in the front. These are flower and vegetable seedlings. I guess rules are meant to be broken. I definitely started too many different varieties of vegetables. Also for cabbage, I ended up planting 8 seedlings. Since it will all be coming in around the same time, we'll never be able to eat all of that cabbage. I should have staggered the planting of the cabbage seedlings so everything didn't ripen at the same time. This is called succession planting. The initial set of leaves are called the seed leaves, followed by the true leaves. On the left, you see the first true leaf for a geranium plant. Green on the top of the soil is a result of me overwatering. It could result in root rot, making the seedlings no longer viable. You can try and scrape off the top bad layer of soil. It is also recommended to run a fan across the seedlings for a few hours in a day. This not only helps to keep the top layer of the soil dry, but it also helps to strengthen the seedlings for when they will be planted outside. What I like about these clear cell containers is that you can also look at the side of them and get an indication of how dry they are. So these are ready to be watered. They have holes in the bottom, so for starting seedlings, they say that's the best way to do it, to fill up the tray with water, leave them in there for about 20 minutes, and then drain the water out of the tray. So over here, just as a comparison, you can see that the soil is still moist, so we don't have to water these probably for another couple of days. On Next Level Gardening, Ryan recommended using solo cups and on the bottom of the cup putting holes so that bottom watering could be done. Fill the cup 1/3 full, and as the seedlings start to grow, you will see what looks like white hairs on the stem. So this is a picture a few weeks later, and you can start to see the white hairs on the stem. So this is the time that I would add a little bit of soil. So this zucchini plant has already been transplanted once from a smaller cell to this larger container, but as you can see, the roots are starting to grow around instead of growing down, so it'll be time to transplant this into a bigger container until I can get this in the ground, which will probably be around mid or late May, since these are warm weather crops. This is about 4 or 5 weeks later, and you can see that I've already transplanted the geraniums in the green pots, and I've also transplanted the broccoli in the scalloped shaped pots. In addition to planting some Alyssum in the broccoli containers, I also bought and planted some dill in those containers. Both of these are to act as pest repellents. I bought 3 of the dill plants at the local nursery. As you can see, they were $4.99 each. So at that point, I decided that I would grow my own dill from seeds. Please see the description section for links as to where I got this information.